What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Thomas's double wedding pitch wants to wed Paris and Ridge and Taylor at the same time? The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Thomas Forrester might make a double wedding pitch. Will Thomas want to tie the knot with Paris Buckingham, Ridge Forrester, and Taylor Hayes? Ridge is feeling bad enough about his current situation since he's engaged to Taylor and longing for Brooke Logan. Ridge is not willing to give up on rekindling their relationship with Brooke, despite the fact that the thought of hurting Taylor's heart seems unbearable. Ridge pushed back against Brooke as a result of the drama in Italy, but it hasn't been enough for him to break off his engagement to Taylor yet. Since Kelly Spencer's excitement about the wedding isn't helping, it's possible that once Thomas is back on screen, B&B will focus on the pressure from the family. What if Thomas proposes a double wedding given that his homecoming is in the first week of September? Thomas was planning his wedding to Paris when he last visited town. Thomas mentioned that he wanted to get married at the Forrester estate, so maybe he'll see the possibility of having two weddings in one day. It's not hard to imagine Thomas pressuring Ridge with this double wedding pitch. Ridge might feel compelled to go along with the plan if Taylor comments on how wonderful it sounds. Of course, it's possible Thomas and Paris' engagement fell apart during their time overseas. Since B&B has not provided any recent updates, it is difficult to determine the current state of Paris and Thomas's relationship. Having said that, we ought to at least give some thought to the possibility that Paris is still Thomas's fiancée and that they are still planning a wedding. Keep an eye out for any mishaps that the news might cause, as Thomas might want to combine their wedding with Ridge and Taylor's big day. It's possible that a double wedding disaster will occur in the future. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge and Brooke will eventually be together, but before they do, there will be more twists and turns. Thomas Forrester returns because Taylor is dying? The Bold and the Beautiful recently revealed that Thomas Forrester, the prodigal son, is returning to Los Angeles next month. Matthew Atkinson has already been spotted filming scenes on set of the CBS soap, and fans are counting down the days until his big return. But precisely why is Thomas Forrester returning home? Spoilers for what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful can be found below. The son of Taylor and Ridge is back. When Hope Logan refused to marry Thomas Forrester, he fled the area. According to B&B spoilers, Thomas may be returning to plead with Hope to wed him before she weds Carter Walton. There is a possibility that the son of Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes is returning from Europe for another reason. B&B viewers know Taylor and Ridge's relationship is in trouble after the wild Forrester Creations trip to Italy. Everyone knows Ridge is still in love with Brooke Logan despite his cold feet. Taylor Hayes is in for a heartbreak that may be too much for her heart to handle. When Taylor first returned to the Bold and the Beautiful, she was suffering from broken heart syndrome and was literally dying apart from Ridge Forrester. Taylor was fortunate in that she and Ridge reconciled, and her heart problems went away. Rumor has it Ridge will pull the plug on their upcoming wedding, and it will land Taylor in the hospital. Thomas Forrester has returned. Thomas Forrester may end up returning home to attend his parents' wedding if his father cancels it and puts his mother in the hospital. With the upcoming return of Thomas Forrester, a character whose own turbulent history with love, obsession, and redemption invariably shocks the lives of everyone in his orbit, the intricate and constantly shifting tapestry of romantic entanglements that defines the Bold and the Beautiful is poised for yet another seismic disruption. His homecoming, which is scheduled for the first week of September, comes at a time when his parents, Ridge Forrester and Dr. Ridge's unresolved feelings for Brooke Logan, his other great love, are putting Taylor Hayes' rekindled engagement in jeopardy. The weight of Ridge's unresolved feelings is so great and unyielding that it threatens to break it. A truly audacious and melodramatic possibility emerges within this pressurized environment of family expectation, paternal guilt, and maternal hope. Thomas might propose a double wedding, a shared matrimonial event in which he would marry his fiancée, Paris Buckingham, simultaneously with his father marrying his mother. Despite the fact that this idea may appear absurd, it perfectly reflects Thomas's character, a man who is prone to extravagant, all-or-nothing actions that are frequently motivated by a desperate desire to secure a picture-perfect family unit that he feels has been denied to him on an ongoing basis. Such a pitch would not be merely a suggestion. It would be a strategic, emotionally charged maneuver designed to lock his father into a commitment, leveraging the excitement of his younger sister, Kelly, and the palpable yearning of his mother, to create an unstoppable momentum toward the altar, a momentum that Ridge, already drowning in guilt and conflict, might find impossible to resist. The deeply unstable state of the Tridge relationship must first be appreciated before one can fully appreciate the explosive potential of Thomas's double wedding scheme. Ridge's engagement to Taylor was, in many ways, a rebound reaction, a flight toward stability and adoration after the latest in a long series of devastating betrayals and misunderstandings with Brooke, most notably the drama surrounding her and Deacon Sharp at the ill-fated Italy trip. In stark contrast to the perpetual storm of his relationship with Brooke, Taylor is a refuge, a love that is unwavering and devoted. Furthermore, their daughter, Steffi, and son, Thomas, have been vocal in their support of this reunion, seeing it as the restoration of their core family. Kelly's innocent enthusiasm for her parents' wedding adds another layer of emotional pressure, making the idea of calling it off not only feel like a personal failure for Ridge but also like a betrayal of the hopes his children had for him. Yet, despite being engaged to Taylor and residing with her, Ridge's heart remains unequivocally and painfully tethered to Brooke. He cannot put an end to the history and passion that permeate every interaction with her. He is a man who is caught between the pull of an epic, tumultuous love and his desire for a peaceful life. He is unwilling to fully relinquish Brooke, yet the thought of shattering Taylor's heart and by extension, disappointing his children is unbearable. He is paralyzed as a result of this internal conflict, allowing the engagement to continue passively while emotionally remaining halfway out the door. Thomas Forrester will reappear in this perfect storm of hesitation and obligation. The romantic story that Thomas tells himself is just as complicated and at the moment in limbo. When he last departed Los Angeles, he was a heartbroken man, having finally accepted that his obsessive dream of a life with Hope Logan was just that, a dream. His genuine attempt at a fresh start was met with a firm no, which forced him to flee to Europe with his young son, Douglas. He reconnected with Paris Buckingham during this time of self-imposed exile, and their relationship progressed to the point of engagement with surprising rapidity. In a symbolic claim to his place in the family dynasty, Thomas had even expressed his desire to wed at the Forrester estate. The show has been deliberately quiet on the current status of their relationship. What happened to the engagement while they were away? Or did Paris's own complicated relationship with Zoe and Carter, the ghost of Hope Logan, or the ghost of Hope Logan create an impassable obstacle? This ambiguity is key. If Thomas comes back engaged and still planning a wedding, he will keep moving forward. He may be clinging to the idea of a secure future with Paris, a woman who represents kindness, intelligence, and a fresh start after finally giving up on hope. His perception of his parents' circumstances may be directly impacted by this desire to secure his own happiness. Thomas, the master fixer and frequently erroneous orchestrator of fate, might believe he has the ideal solution for moving everyone toward their happily ever after observing his father's hesitation. The double wedding pitch is a well-known one from soap operas, and when Thomas Forrester uses it, it becomes a weaponized expression of family unity. From Thomas's perspective, it makes perfect sense. He wants to marry Paris at the family estate. His father is theoretically preparing to marry his mother. Combining the ceremonies would be a monumental celebration of the Forrester family's resilience, a public declaration that after years of being fractured by the Brooke-Taylor-Ridge triangle, they are finally, truly whole. The symbolism would be extremely potent for Thomas, who has always desired this completeness more than anything else. He probably would market it to his parents as a beautiful, productive, and joyful event as a means of expressing his parents' joy and creating a lasting memory. He could stress how thrilled Kelly would be and how it would herald a brand new chapter for them all. However, there is a subtext that is much more calculated beneath this shiny surface. Thomas would be acutely aware of his father's cold feet. A double wedding is not just a celebration, it is a trap. By combining the events, he effectively removes Ridge's escape route. Backing out would not only disappoint Taylor but would also publicly humiliate her by ruining their son's wedding day in the process. It would be extremely difficult to refuse. Ridge would be cornered if Taylor, moved by the romanticism of the idea and eager to finally secure her future with Ridge, expressed her delight at the proposal. He would be nearly unable to refuse because of his instinct to avoid inflicting pain, effectively forcing him to walk down the aisle against his will. The potential for disaster inherent in this scenario is catastrophic, even by bold and the beautiful standards. The whole thing would be a fabrication, based on Ridge's forced participation rather than his genuine desire to marry Taylor.